In this video, we're going to go through Legacy's Whitepaper section by section, where I'm going to try to explain what Legacy is and what Legacy protocol has to offer. So in Legacy Whitepaper, you'll have sections Legacy, Legacy Hypermentals, Builders Phase, End of Builders Phase, Staking, Buy and Burn, Where Did the ETH Go, which talks about Ethereum fees that are circulating in the protocol, and Daily Difficulty Clock, which is a difficulty mechanism built in Legacy. Let's start with the Builders Phase. The Legacy and Legacy Hypermentals I recommend that you read yourself. Builders Phase is basically a minting phase. So at the start of Legacy, early adopters will have the chance to participate in the Builders Phase. During this Builders Phase, every adopter who signs a transaction with a wallet will be able to hire builders. Builders are then mining Legacy for you. And just like on a Bitcoin blockchain where you mint new Bitcoin tokens by donating computational power to solve cryptographically sealed riddle, you mint Legacy by delaying gratification and donating ETH. However, the main difference is that with Legacy, you don't have to buy expensive hardware and set up mining rigs to mine Bitcoin. Here, all you need is patience, so your time, and ETH. And at the end of it, you're going to get rewarded with Legacy tokens. Each builder has its own properties such as duration and strength. Now, for the duration, the minimum duration is 1 day, maximum 280 days. The builder strength is 1 to maximum 100. And these statistics will determine how much Legacy hired builder is going to be able to create for you. In Legacy, there will be two ways to hire builders. The first one is single builder, quite self-explanatory. Hire, or for those of you who want to donate a little bit more Ethereum and want to save on gas, you can hire Builder Squad, which will allow you to create up to 100 builders. Now, when it comes to minting calculation, the formula looks like this, that the Legacy reward at the end of a builder equals the duration that you select, the builder strength that you select, times the daily mintable Legacy, where the daily mintable Legacy is a number of Legacy tokens that one hired builder is able to create. This number goes down every day, and it's similar to the difficulty mechanism built in Bitcoin, where every 4 years a halving event is happening, which cuts the production of Bitcoins in half. Well, in Legacy, we don't have it every 4 years. We have it every single day, and there is basically a variable that's a small percentage that's being taken off of the daily mintable Legacy every day. For a builder cost calculation, the most important thing you need to know that at the start, if you want to go max builder, you will have to donate 0.2 Ethereum. Explanation of the calculation, this I leave for you to read in peace. Now, the general rule of thumb is that if you want to get the most out of the builders, it makes more sense to max out the builder strength and only play with the duration. And this way you can time the market and receive the reward when you need it, or maybe stake it to get the Ethereum rewards. We're going to talk about it later. Now, the next section is end of builders phase. Now, what is that? Well, legacy is quite unique in the sense that you will not always be able to mint legacy. There's going to be this builders phase, and it's going to end. It is estimated that this end of builder phase will be around 2028. Now, there is one condition that has to be met in order for the builders phase to finish, and that is that there has to be a minimum of 21 million legacy tokens minted. Why 21 millions? Well, because we have just 21 million Bitcoins. And so throughout the legacy protocol, you will see quite a few of these references to the 21 million. And this is one of them. So to summarize, legacy has a finite supply. So only during the first 4 years of legacy, you will be able to mint legacy with bonuses. And coincidentally, the 2028, which would be the estimated end of legacy's builders phase, is the 3rd year of the 4-year crypto cycle, right? Which is quite interesting because that would be the end of the bear market. And so in the bull market, next bull market, not this one, but the one after, you will no longer be able to create legacy, right? You'll only be able to buy it off the market. Now, what I mentioned there before with the daily mintable legacy, this is exactly the calculation. So there's a daily supply reduction, which is 0.35. And this is the percentage that is run then against the daily mintable legacy every single day. And this number will go to 0 within approximately 4 years. So that's basically concludes the end of the builders phase. Now, in legacy, when you receive legacy, you have the possibility of delaying your gratification even more and supporting the protocol by staking that legacy. And in legacy, we have so-called paydays. And from those paydays, you get paychecks in Ethereum for staking legacy. So this section explains how it works. So you're rewarded in ETH whenever a payday cycle is triggered. The amount of the reward, which is the paycheck, is based on the percentage of the shares you own in relation to the total share pool. When you stake your legacy, you receive shares based on the current share rate. The share rate goes up every day. It is a difficulty mechanism to reward early adopters who decide to stake their legacy. More about it we can read in the daily difficulty clock later. Now, let's go through the staking parameters. So the minimum stake length is 28 days. The maximum stake length is 3,500 days. However, the bonuses, staking bonuses, are going to be applied only for the first 2,888 days. These staking bonuses are below. We're going to go through them in a second. Now, the paydays are going to be triggered every 28 days, 90 days, 369 days, and 880 days. And they are happening on a rolling basis. So they will go forever like this for the next 100 to 100 years. To each payday cycle, a different amount of ETH is going to be distributed, and the distribution looks like this. that the 28-day payday is going to get 24% of the total fees that are going to come from the new builders. 34% of the fees that are going from the builders are going to go towards the 90-day payday, then 30% to the 369-day payday, 12% then are going to go towards the longest payday, so 888 days. The reasoning behind those numbers is to reward long-term staking. Those who decide to stake their legacy tokens will receive a portion of the 65% of the total ETH flowing into legacy protocol from builders. So legacy will distribute 65% to those protocol participants that support the price. And therefore, they should be rewarded the most. And they will be rewarded with ETH. This is important because in a lot of crypto projects, what's happening is that the stakers are rewarded with the same token, which then means that when these stakers want to withdraw some profits, they have to sell the token itself, which is not so great for the community. Basically, they're dumping the tokens on the community's head, which is not ideal. So this is solved here in Legacy by rewarding users in Ethereum instead. And Ethereum can then survive the sell pressure because it has a big liquidity. So it shouldn't hurt the price that much of Ethereum, so to say. Now, it can happen that sometimes two paydays can get triggered on the same day. And this is also quite then interesting for those who decide to stake for long. You will have the chance to get two paydays on the same day. About shares. When you stake your legacy, you get shares in return. The number of shares you get depends on the current share rate at the time of your stake, plus the bonuses below. Now, these bonuses are longer pays better bonus. So the longer you stake, the more shares you get. You get up to 350% bonus at the day 2,888. And this is the cap. For the second bonus, you get bigger pays better bonus. And the more legacy you stake, the more bonus you get. So you get up to 8% extra bonus on your shares, capped at 640,000 legacy. And this is linear. So for 80,000 legacy, you get 1%. Now, if you want to get those bonuses early on, it is worth then to explore maybe the hire builder squad functionality, where you can hire up to 100 builders to reach these numbers. The numbers of shares you have compared to everyone else in the protocol determines your percentage of ETH paychecks. So for example, if you have 1% of all shares, you get 1% of all the payday cycles triggered during your staking period. This is why it makes sense to top up your legacy stake to maximize the total size of ETH paychecks. Now, there are some penalties. So when you setting up your stake length, try to pay attention to the end of your stake and put that date in your calendar, not to forget. If for some reason you're unable to end on that day that you promised that you're going to end your stake, you will have a 7 days grace period to end your stake, in which no penalties will be applied. Stakers are not allowed. Stakes are not allowed to be ended before 50% of maturity. If stake ended after 50% of maturity, you will lose 50% of all legacy that are staked. That gets sent to a dead address. Basically, it gets destroyed. You get 50% of legacy staked back. If stake did not end for 1 week grace period after end date, stake maturity, lose 1% of legacy per day until 99% of it is lost. Okay. The next section is buy and burn. So legacy has a built-in buy and burn mechanism. Legacy buy and burn mechanism takes 21% of total ETH fees generated by the protocol through creating builders and uses those funds to buy legacy on Uniswap v3 with legacy pool, and then automatically burns those tokens, removing them from the circulation. The idea of buy and burn in legacy was to replicate the amount of lost Bitcoin. So it is said that around 13 to 35% of all Bitcoin tokens are gone from the circulation, from existence, because people lost their keys, thrown out their hard drive, as well as around 5% of Bitcoins sits at the Satoshi Nakamoto account. So the estimations are quite inaccurate. Some say it is 13%, some say it's 25%. Legacy chooses 21% for that matter. You know why? Because there is 21 million Bitcoin tokens in total. So setting 21% of legacy tokens that will ever be created for buy and burn should help create a squeeze in supply of legacy, supporting the price appreciation long term, and specifically during those compression times in the bull market when we have the euphoria phase, because this is a psychological game theory mechanic that is going to help convince the market participants to allocate some of their funds in legacy. 10% of total ETH fees generated by legacy protocol are going to get sent to TitanX buy and burn. This is because legacy has drawn inspiration from TitanX. TitanX is a great project that I support myself. And participated in that project. Recommend everyone to check it out. And therefore, a 10% of ETH is going to send to TitanX to support their deflationary mechanics. There are smart contract methods in the legacy protocol, because the whole protocol is decentralized and it's run 100% by the community, owned by community. Therefore, there has to be some incentive for the users who call these functions. So the protocol participants get an incentive fee of 0.66% of ETH from collected fees for calling the redistribute paydays and buy and burn smart contract functions. Similar incentive fee reward is granted for triggering buy and burn, a function that buys legacy from the open market via Uniswap v3 and burns all of the amount of the purchased legacy tokens. Both these actions can be done in legacy dApp after the launch. Now, the next section is where did the ETH go? So this talks about what happens to the ETH that is then coming from the builders. So early adopters of legacy hire builders by donating ETH and delaying gratification by waiting X amount of days, the duration of the builder, to harvest the rewards of their builders. ETH redistribution during builders phase looks as follows: 65% of ETH is going to get allocated to payday pools to reward legacy stakers. 31% of ETH will be allocated to legacy buy and burn stake contract, where the 10% is then sent from this 31% is sent to the Titan X. 4% of ETH then goes to a reserved Genesis address. There are no expectations for this portion, which may potentially be used to further support the protocol in various ways. Now, there is this section about ETH redistribution after builder's phase, right? Because legacy has a limited supply, which means that there will be at some point end of builder phase. So once the builder phase ends, no new builders will be created. This in turn will result in no more new ETH flowing into the protocol from builders. So in order to continue rewarding stakers, legacy will distribute fees from trades, from the trading activity that happens inside of the ETH legacy Uniswap v3 pool. This pool will collect 1% from each trade, and collected fees will be sent to all those who decide to stake their legacy. Now, you might think 1% is, well, really a silly amount. However, if you think about it, the yield has to come from somewhere, right? And oftentimes, unfortunately, the yield is the inflation that then dilutes the protocol users, dilutes the community, is not healthy. So the 1% is being used here to reward these people in, think about it, 50, 100 years, right? So for those for whom the 1% is still sufficient, will get rewarded. Plus, you need to know that legacy is an open, so to say, protocol. So that means that the legacy smart contract is able to accept future Ethereum deposits. So in the future, if there are other protocols who decide to donate Ethereum to legacy, all that Ethereum deposits are going to go into the stakers. So the deposits of Ethereum are going to go to the rewards of the legacy stakers in the future. But this is, let's say, a music of the future, so to say. The last section is difficulty clock, which is a mechanism that mimics what happens in Bitcoin blockchain. And here we have various variables that are either increasing or reducing legacy's properties. So we have legacy new production, which is this daily mintable legacy we were talking about before. Here we have reduction by 0.35 each day. ETH cost for builders goes by 0.08%. Share rate goes by 0.03 every day. And legacy rank bonus goes down by 0.35% every day. Now we have also disclaimer and audit. So all what you've heard during this video is not financial advice. It is recommended that you do your own research. I'm not a professional advisor in financial matters, cryptocurrency, taxation, trading, or law. Therefore, all I'm saying is just for educational purposes only. I'm just talking about some magic internet beans. And so all of the actions that you take, you need to make sure that you understand the risk associated with it. The disclaimer is also going to be available on the dApp. And that's pretty much it for this rundown of legacy light paper. I hope you liked it. If you have questions, shoot me a message on Twitter. You will find my account also in the light paper. And well, I hope you will participate in the launch. The launch happens on the 26th of October 2024. And yeah, let's build some legacy on the blockchain together. Cheers.